Well, hello. Picking up where I left off for this series. While I let my beavers do their thing for a second, I'll talk a little bit about noticing the developer of this mod had come out, and he has been coming out with new versions of this mod, but they incorporate the update 5, the experimental branch, which I believe I probably can't update in my current save. At least I'd probably have a lot of issues if I was to just straight update this save into the latest version. So I think also, hold on, let me blow this up. There you go. Also, I think I probably will just finish, or what I would consider finishing this playthrough, and then I'll probably move on to working on doing something with the Bad Tide version. I don't know if I'll still do the Water Beaver Overhaul. Maybe I'll wait for him to make bigger updates to the Water Beaver system. But yeah, just giving an update on that. I kind of want to take this all the way through getting the big trees and getting... I don't know if this mine is working in this version, but like this high temperature foundry, getting the steel saw blades, cutting the big trees. But yeah, this is kind of the goal of the series, to get there. But to continue, starting to gather iron. I have my 2 smelters here that are using iron and coal to get the scrap going. I might want to build a storage for the coal. But I'll go with that here. I'll do a coal storage right there, just so that I don't have to move so far to get excess coal out. Let's see, 6 extra workers. Where's my science at? I can probably... Where's my large farmhouse? Nerdy attic, I don't need. A large farmhouse. Start growing pumpkins. I might start growing them down this way. Still want to be in relatively decent range of my main district. I might blow all of this out and just kind of start making this into a growing region. Maybe even cut in to let water kind of soak further into the land. Let me start that process. I'm just going to go ahead and rig all this to blow up, start kind of expanding that. I will get this back to a normal priority. Let me blow this guy up real quick. Cool. Oh yeah, did this and does this do anything? No. So I'm going to go ahead and just trash that. Just taking in the views and kind of gathering what is going to be my next move. My primitive tools are pretty low. I have 4 saw blades. Where's my metal blocks at? 22 metal blocks. Still really needing scrap. I think it should be fine. Let me see. A bunch of coal being gathered there. Does this need to be coal anymore? I have coal, mountain salt, saltpeter. What are my other options? I have iron ore. I think I could kick down the available workers I have there. Salt should be fine. Where did I put my saltpeter storage? Salt dust, mushroom, saltpeter there. I could use more of that. So I'll kick this up to 6. Or I might go... It'd be better to do 3 and 3 saltpeter. I think I might end up doing that. I'll do saltpeter at 3. And then this is also saltpeter at 3. Because this should be giving me plenty of coal. I don't think I need to gather more coal from a mine. Getting a lot of injured beavers now. Might need to start investing in getting that whole business up. And get the clinic. Clinic needs a chemistry set. Where am I going to put this clinic? Yeah, I'll tuck the clinic away in this little corner. And then here in my factory, where I only have 2 workers, I'm going to get you guys on the chemistry set. And this is going to need... Oh, this is going to need gas. This is going to need methane and quartz. And this is what's going to get me quartz. So let me get a storage pile for quartz. I'll get a large pile. I'll put that here. Oh, it's not a pile. I don't think quartz is a pile. I think it is... I'll pause that. Storage warehouse. And then this is quartz here. I'll switch over this 2 quartz to gather that up real quick. And I need to create new tanks. I believe it's these tanks that give me methane. And what is methane is spadderdock. And who plants spadderdock? Large farmhouse. Okay, so I'm already kind of in that, progressing in that vein. Those can't be reached. Blow this up. I'll start moving a road down this way. Continue to set demolition charges. Food. There's the entrance. Might set this pretty deep. Probably about there. There's fine. That'll give me plenty of space to start growing food. Let me change where it's facing. I'll do it like that. This is here starting to make weird udon. It's missing ingredients. It's missing spadderdock. So I'll pass it or pause it. This is too far away. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring in the water. Oh, I didn't realize that was in a drought. Oh, and I should have realized that. I have a lot of thirsty beavers. These guys are not. Let me get all this up and running. Okay. So I'm just currently waiting on them to place dynamite, build the buildings. I need to get the large, I need to get one of these guys. Who is it? The large farmhouse blueprint. And then I need to make a coppice building as soon as that's ready. As soon as he's done with this scaffolding, I will set this over to the large farmhouse. I think I said this in the last game, but I didn't actually lay down any new buildings for it. But I do need to create more spots for kimchi. And I just placed a bunch of stairs to give me access to this part of the map for the large warehouse, so I can start planting spadderdock down there. I have 146 dynamite. Planning to do everything I wanted to do with it. Yeah, I'm not really too worried about the little thirst wave that I had. Just got to make sure I am pulling enough water to store it properly. Where is my storage tanks? What other options are the giant berry tank? I don't think I need that. At least I don't think I need it yet. And usually even when I've used it before, I usually build out enough of these medium tanks to have plenty of water. But I don't know, maybe I'm going to need it this run. Let me get this up as a water tank. I have 63 or 67 tar. How much nitro do I have right now? I have 35 nitro. Too far. Blow that up. Yeah, food's getting low. Or food is not where it was. My water is building up. I might just redo a lot of what's happening here with my water. I can just store bigger quantities, just kind of destroy a lot of these tanks and then make the larger tank. 14 saw blades. Okay. This can switch back over to primitive tools. So I'm out of that. And this is gathering up the supplies for that. I need to make pencil sets. Who makes pencil sets? This guy makes pencil sets. Give me some pencil sets real quick. Let me make a little storage warehouse. Sure. Make a storage warehouse for pencil sets. And then I'm going to detonate this little area of the map. Again, to give me more space for spadderdock. I don't think I need to go that far. Yeah, stuff is moving along, getting certain things in place, making sure that I have building back up some of my resources. Yeah, I'm 2k food, 1k water. Things are being okay. I think I'm in a pretty good place with everything. Power slowly building. I think I do need to kind of clean up here a little bit, get this a little more functional for where the water seems to be kind of rushing. Losing a lot of power that's could be going here because it's all kind of funneling down here. So let me let me do a little bit of work here. I just created this little staircase to kind of bring them down directly this way. I think what I'm going to do is I might end up just demolishing all of this so that I can lay in all of this to get dynamited. So I can fill all this in with water wheels and capture all of this, you know, energy that I'm losing here. Come back over here. Finish blowing up this little expansion. Finish laying out these... Oop, not that platform. I like the actual platforms. This doesn't necessarily need to be a path, but why not? It's not like I can grow anything on it. Scrap is now at 126, so I'm getting plenty of scrap. So I have a ton of injured beavers. Where's this chemistry set at? Oh, chemistry set can't be made because I don't have methane. Might as well set this back to metal blocks. It's probably why I have an excess of scrap, because that wasn't making metal blocks. Okay, go back to here, create, and finish that path. I'm gonna see how far I can actually push this. And this guy is Pomade Gears. He's making pencil sets. Are they bringing it over to him? Doesn't look like it. I'm gonna prioritize the Architect's Lodge by haulers, so they get him his stuff first. Saw blades is at 9. Sawdust is fine. Oh, well, okay, it's already filled up except for kimchi. Probably need to get these kimchi buildings prioritized as well. Let me get these guys also prioritized. Cool. Cool. This is getting worked on. Power is less than half of what it could be, or less than half of the storage. These things are still alive? They can be soaked? Huh. I didn't even realize that. Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't realize the brambles could survive being like under a layer of water. Well, alright. You learn something every day. Or you learn something every single time you play. Where's this guy at? He needs the primitive tools. I have my blacksmith making. And that looks like that's the big thing other than the blueprint. Blueprint is being worked on. It's going to take 300 hours. I do not need this guy to make pencil sets anymore. As soon as he finishes up this last set, we'll go back to making explosives. 2.1k water. I think I am going to do kind of the big thing I talked about. I might have some stranded beavers because I am going to do this. I'm going to increase the priority that gets worked on. Connect that back up. I am going to go ahead and just demolish this guy. Bring that there. Set all of this to get demolished. Then wrap this back up around here. Yeah, that is still connected. I might just demolish that anyway. Yeah, I'm going to. So I need that area to make another medium tank. Have this for water. Have this for water. I need fasteners. Instead of making nitroglycerin, I'll have this guy put back on tar. Does this have its tools? Not yet. All right. As soon as this has the tooling and I have a little bit extra tooling, I will go ahead and start making the fasteners. And blow up this little, continuing to cut away at this island. Okay, I have enough tools for there. I have a couple of extra. Let that finish those tools and then start going back to fasteners. I need them to work, or I need them to finish that up for these tanks. Alchemist is working on tar. I don't know if I said it. I definitely was thinking it. But I might put on the mod where it auto recipe, I believe is what it's called, where it just kind of looks at what you're missing in your storage, and then like the jobs that you have, the buildings you have, and it just kind of fluctuates between your different jobs and your buildings or whatever. The only reason why I wouldn't, or I don't like necessarily doing that with this mod in particular, with the Water Beaver Overhaul, is you are fighting your the blueprints. Because if you want to get a specific blueprint for any kind of specific building, that mod, auto recipe mod, will click out of gathering this large amount of supplies that will take several days usually, unless you have, you know, oodles of storage for all of these different things. But it could take several days to kind of get everything in here, and that auto recipe, I believe, checks at the beginning of each day. And so you're just like constantly resetting it and constantly resetting it. As soon as it resets, you have a bunch of beavers that have been given a job to unload a bunch of this material. And so they have to load that back up. And so it's a bit of a fight when you have that mod stored in order to do blueprints. But in terms of just like, you know, ease of use, ease of life, where you don't have to necessarily think about all the tiny little things about managing the game, it helps with that aspect where like, hey man, I put all the work, I did all the science, I got everything up, everything is going. Like, I don't want to keep micromanaging everything, you know? Like, it gives you a little bit of breathing space in that regard. So let me get this big boy water wheel there, that water wheel there. We need to cut off this to make it a 3-way. Give that a high priority. Another big water wheel there, and then another little one there. Then this can be another outlet down here. Okay, cool. That'll get built, and that'll take care of itself when that gets there. That row of dynamite is done. This guy and this guy. Okay, still waiting for that to get the blueprint to get done. Yeah, my food resources are dropping. Water's fine-ish. Surprised this little setup here is not storing more. I feel like that should be enough to fill up that area of water, or that little complex of water storage that I've set up. And I'll just put this at what's a resource I'm closer to actually having. I'll just say gold dust. It's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna trash it. I'll deal with that later. Loads of saltpeter now, so I'm not making more saltpeter. I'm running low on dynamite because I'm making tar. Still need more tar. Well, let me start making the coppice building. Oh no, it's the artist building. Coppice turns it one fancy into many. Which do I want that? I usually don't use it, not for any particular reason. It only takes 10 hours and it cuts out the 300 hours it would take. I might end up doing that this run, is actually using that building. So here's the artist building, and it is going to do the large farmhouse. Well, for now, it'll do comic books, and then I'll make a coppice lodge. That is a second story access building. Where am I going to put you? Oh, how come you don't want to go there? Oh, I guess that little ledge can't be penetrating a surface? Sure, it will go there. It's a water type building, so I'm not worried about it being submerged. And then you will copy, well, you'll make library books for now. This is 60% done. I'm out of dynamite. I now have 22 tar. Okay. I think I'm at a point where The big thing is waiting for this blueprint to finish. So I think I might skip forward, take care of little things here and there while that blueprint finishes. So I'm about 3% away from getting the blueprint done. I have the buildings that I'm going to need after the blueprint done is to help convert it over to what I need to convert it to. I actually paused the large farmhouse because if I didn't, more than likely, instead of going to, as soon as this building is done with it, in terms of converting it over to, oh, okay, and then this can switch over to scaffolding. This can then pick up that blueprint from this building, start converting it over to the fancy. It's done that. This can become that to help convert it over to, this can go back to being comic books, I believe. That's what I had it. This is going to turn that into 5 of the large farmhouse building blueprints. I don't think I'm going to need that many, but just in case. I think I'm probably only going to build the one. I don't necessarily like building like, I know most people do it, but I don't necessarily like building like tons of different districts and like having them either be like their own little self-sustaining area and then just having them like move goods between them. Ever since the change where districts are infinite, I usually just stick with one pretty big district and then like I'm good there. I don't necessarily need to like, I don't really have a strong desire to do a bunch of different little districts. Like I might even just, how far in this guy is, I might eventually move it somewhere more center of this area, and then just that is now where my main district's location is. But anyways, now that that's converted over to 5, I'll switch this back over to library books, switch this over to converting over those 5 farmhouse building blueprints into the fancy blueprints, and then I can turn this guy back on. Just going to convert the 5 it has in storage, move one of them over to this guy as soon as that's done. Cool. Oh, I should have probably set first is going to be spadderdock. Spadderdock is the big thing you guys are working on because I need to create methane. Okay, so go here. Spadderdock goes, what is my planting range? Spadderdock is there. That's fine. This can go away, and I think it was all this as well. In that area. And then from watching JC the Beard, he's another guy who makes Timberborn content. I didn't realize that you could just kind of plant these guys in a corner. And then you have a little bit more control over where they grow. Even though I didn't quite set this in the best position. I might have a little bit of a gap I can probably fill in with another plant. Man, do I really want to tear this down and move it over 1 just to make it, oh, that guy is not in the best position. Neither is that guy. If I moved it over 1, yeah, moving it over 1 would be great. Dang it. I might end up doing that. And pumpkin goes a long way. Like, you don't need that many pumpkins, and you will grow enough for your entire colony. Yeah. You know what? Now that everything is planted and it's going to take some time for it to grow, I do believe I'm going to get would be the only thing going here, making tools. My scrap pile at need coal. This is, oh man, I'm short on workers. I have 42 kids. Good lord, how big was that old age die off? I guess that's gonna happen later then. My cooking tents. Do they do pumpkin chips? And I believe I have an extra couple of the smaller cooking tent that I could build. Let's kind of close off that area a little bit more than I wanted to. I'll just put that there. And this will be pumpkin chips. Man, I am down pretty far on available workers. I have plenty of kids. I just need them to start growing up. Just gonna have to wait wait a little bit. Also, this doesn't need 4 or 8 total workers. This could be lower priority. I have plenty of clay. I don't use clay often. Or clay doesn't often come up for a resource. Let's see. What are you doing? You already did that job. You're back to comic books. You're back to library books. They need pencil sets to make that stuff and paper. You're making explosives. We're about pencil sets later. 1.4k food. Not great. 35%, 22%. Well, I don't know why I stopped planting the food. I get distracted easily. Let me start doing the pumpkin planting. Oh, okay. I was wondering why they weren't doing anything. So it is very specifically grown in a pattern, as in out that way. I just kind of had a lucky guess before. I didn't actually realize it was like, I thought it was just whatever corner and whatever direction from that corner so it could kind of grow out this way, but apparently not. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about the way that the game asset was actually, actually looked. So no on that one. Okay. All right, come on, kids, grow up already. What are you doing? Plenty of water. Food seems like it's stable around a little over 1.5k, but I'd love to get those numbers up. But I think I feel good about where I'm landing currently. I don't think even if I planted more rice here that it would even, for the most part, be harvested, considering I still have rice that is unharvested. But yeah, I think that'll call it. I gotta remember to move this building over just the one, just get a little more efficiency out of that. But that's after I get some coal going to get some more tools going. Oh no, I have that. I have plenty of tools. Okay, so I'm gonna kill that. Pause, get a large farmhouse, go here. And then I'm gonna have this whole area be a higher priority. Let's put this back down. I'll put 5 workers. Just so they can come up and grab all that stuff and put it back into that building. And then I can go here to plant the pumpkin and just get 2 more pumpkins out of it while all of this stuff is growing. So I'm not exactly missing out on not having this building here. Just because, plants take time to grow. But yeah, that'll get done. And then I will call this episode there. It's been fun. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.